Let's get back to scripture. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. Let's read there. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. It says, "Then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female. He created them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over everything that moves on the earth." The Creator in his workshop gets that idea. Hey, I got a vision. I got an idea. I got a dream. And in verse 26, it says, then God said, let us make man in our image. Wow! An idea, beautiful idea. I don't know what he was thinking about, but there must have been certain things that were in place that needed the services of man. There must have been certain things that needed man. I always tell people that wherever there are challenges, wherever there are problems, that's the pool for opportunities. So in this case, God is like, wow, we need to take up this opportunity. I got a vision. I got a proposal. Have you ever presented a proposal to a board and the whole board is like, wow, this is what we need? So God throws up a proposal. He said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps. We see that God comes up with an idea to create man for a reason, for a purpose. There was something that needed man. There was something that needed man's services. There must be something that needs your services. There is a purpose as to why God created you. It was out of purpose. There was a drive for God to go through this, for God to go through this whole creation, especially of man. That he was up to something. He was looking forward. When am I done with man that this solution will show up? When am I done with man that this challenge will be solved? When am I done with man that the world will be full of joy? When am I done with man that there will be order in the world? When am I done with man that there will be blessings? You are created for a purpose. You are created for a divine intention. God is not a time waster. No. I've not checked that, but I don't think God has a hobby. As many people do things and you ask them, why are you doing this? No reason. It's just a hobby. No. I don't think God created you as a hobby. He created you for a purpose. And that purpose is bigger, is great, and is good. You may underestimate yourself. You may look at yourself low. You may think all negative things about yourself. But remember one thing, your mind is not God's mind. God has it. And I can just give you a tip. If you don't know, just go back to God. Don't put things on yourself. Don't assume things. We talk all negative things about ourselves. And we forget one thing, that the Creator created us for something great. There is a purpose in your life. A great purpose, a good purpose, a purpose that's going to change things around, change situations, a purpose that is going to change this world, change that nation, a purpose that is going to open the wells of blessings in your nation, in your family, in your generation. It's in you. Now, let's get to reality. I may be speaking all these words and they look like a subject of history to you. Or it feels like I'm talking to somebody else, not you. Reality might be you're suffering. You're going through situations that make you ask questions. Did God ever create me? Am I part of this human race that was created by a loving God, a blessing God? You know, reality might be far away from what I'm preaching right now. And I'm not saying it's not happening. Yes, it is. But let me tell you this. God has a purpose for each one of us. He created us for a purpose. But the world we live in ends up corrupting us and giving us all sorts of purposes. And when we buy into that, we end up living in purposes that are not what God created us for. And the unfortunate part of it is some of you are innocent. You didn't even partake into the initiation of that false pseudo-purpose you're living in. You didn't participate. But passively it ended up onto you. It passed from a certain generation and it's now on you. You are living a totally ungodly purpose. You are living a life that does not reflect why God created you. You're living a life that creates a lot of questions in your mind. Does God really love me? Did God really create me? The world gives us purposes. Your career can give you a purpose. The school you're in can give you a purpose. Your peers, they can become your creator. The world tries to take the place of the creator. And they give us purposes They tell us this is how you have to live. This is what you have to live up to. Your fans, maybe you're a musician or you're an artist or you have some talent which attracts fans. And these fans have given you a purpose. And once we are lured into purposes that are not what God created us for, we are prone to disaster.